This is a major construction site in the west of England. Working on this multi-million-pound project is section manager Alistair McCarthy. It's a job that requires a good understanding of life skills, numeracy, literacy and ICT. We'll spend the day with Alistair on the site and find out how he puts these life skills into action. Later, you'll have the opportunity to go online and develop these skills for yourself. Look out for the web address coming up. Alistair's working day starts at 7 a.m. and every day is different.
I'm just taking 5 minutes out to check through my emails. I'm going to go into the morning meeting in 5 minutes. That'll tell me what sort of day I'm expecting, whether it's going to be busy and frantic. Hopefully it won't be.
We had one yesterday, the spider choked.
The day will typically throw up its own problems, as every day does on site. Troubleshooting will take up a huge proportion of my day. Snagging, we're also at the stage of the job where we're nearly ready to hand over in the coming weeks. Heading down towards the sports facility, which is the building I look after with my colleague Tony. As I said earlier, we're going to meet Tony and then discuss what's going to happen for the day, who's doing what and who's working where. The cost of the sports facility was about £5.5 million. It's treated as a separate project to the rest of the development. It started about 18 months ago and is due for completion in about 4 weeks' time.
Morning, Al. All right.
Morning.
Your main task today, this and the air infiltration preparation works.
Fire stopping,
Okay.
etc.
I got a lot of time to spend up in the residences this morning.
Yeah, okay, Tony, I'll
Okay.
catch you about lunchtime, mate.
Right. Okay. Cheers.
I've been with the company for 10 years. I left school at the age of 17 with 5 GCSEs. I went to a careers fair and came across Carillion, who then sponsored me through university for 1 day a week while working on projects. I've progressed from an engineer stroke technician up to section manager within 10 years. Yeah.
Go and have a feel of it, and if it's dried and paint it.
Spot on.
Right.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay, mate.
Cheers. I've described my role as a section manager as being almost hands-on in the field with the chaps, making sure what they're doing is correct, conforms to specifications and drawings. Problem solving, troubleshooting, answering the phone, trying to coordinate different trades and subcontractors, liaising with the architect to resolve problems on site, as the architects generally aren't based on site.
Yeah, go ahead, Mikey.
Any problems I may encounter out on site, technical information or guidance that I require, I can quite easily come into the office and search our online web-based library for data and information. I've been requested by the painter to provide a specification for the paint that covers the floor in the plant room. Of course, I'm not going to know this off the top of my head. The architect specified it, and information again is all web-based, so I'm now searching through the internet to try and find this information. Right, found what I want from the web-based library. I shall now print that off, take a copy to the painter. You can order the paint. Paint gets delivered, we can carry on with the job. Got the spec, shall now deliver this to the painter. Hi Leon.
All right,
Got the paint spec there for the sports hall floors.
all right. When do you want that by?
Soon as possible, please, mate.
There's 3 of us spare, so we'll drop on it Monday morning, if not Monday afternoon at the very latest.
Great.
Foreman, gosh, he wants everything.
There's a surprise.
Alistair's responsible for health and safety. He has to tour the site regularly, keeping an eye open for potential hazards.
So this room outside the building is the electrical intake room. There's live electrics running into here. It's the main supply for the building, hence the danger of working in there. We call it a restricted area, access by permit only. Anyone working in this room's got to have authorisation from Carillion to be in there, and we've got to ensure that they're working safely and to within their method statement. And we've actually got a chap working in here now patching up some plasterboard. Afternoon, Dean. Nearly finished?
Yeah, finished. Yeah.
You've got the right permit to work in here, have you?
Yeah. Sure.
Excellent. Thanks, mate.
Yeah. For everything of what I've got to go through and, you know, this health and safety aspect and everything.
And you know what you're doing, yeah? Within your method statement. This document, as I referred to earlier, is the permit to access. We can see it's all correct and in order. We therefore know Dean's working safely and more importantly, where he is. Okay, that's great, Dean. Thanks, mate. What we've got here, we're actually stood in courtyard 4 at the minute. There's 4 courtyards and a sports facility, courtyard 1 to 4. This is probably the least developed at the minute at this stage of the project. Within the courtyard, you've got 2 blocks, one on either side of the courtyard. There's a total of 1,932 bedrooms throughout the job, this just being 1/4 of them. You can see the machines working away down there. They're grading the courtyard, ready for landscaping and finishing. Just walking up the R Block road to the top end of the site, you'll see the finishes going on top of the road. It's not traditional tarmac, it's block paving. The chaps put the sand down, level the sand out and lay the block pavers on top of the sand. They then run over the block pavers with a compacting machine, a whacker plate, and brush sand into the joints, and the block pavers literally hold themselves up against one another, and that's the structural top finish to the road. This road would be finished in approximately a week to a week and a half, with 3 to 4 men working on it, 7 till 7, 5 days a week.
We lay 5,000 a day.
We're now going to go up to courtyard 1, which is the furthest on in the job. You see all the landscaping, see the comparison between courtyard 1 and 4, the most finished and the least complete. Yeah, Paul, I've just had a chat with Damien. He says you've got the key to courtyard 1 gates. Any chance we can get it open, please, mate? This is courtyard 1, a very near to completed courtyard, just doing the last bits of landscaping and planting. You've got 3 blocks on this side and 4 blocks behind me. In the middle we've got cycle store and bin store for the students to keep their bikes and encourage them to use bikes. The rubbish will all be collected and stored in one central area. We're just doing some snagging works that have been picked up by the Clerk of Works. These chaps are just relaying some paving that's been damaged. Within the next couple of hours they'll have finished what they're doing and the job of the courtyard will be complete. While walking around this morning, I came across an operative using a pneumatic breaker. I challenged him. When challenged, he was unaware of the exposure time or usage time for that piece of equipment. I've advised him to stop. I'm now going to check through the Blue Book and check the exposure time for that particular piece of equipment and advise him on whether he's using it correctly or not. This is a copy of the HSE Blue Book, guidance on health and safety for construction sites. It consists of 2 folders and is constantly updated to reflect the changes in the health and safety legislation.
Alistair relies upon large amounts of documentation to support him in his role. The ability to identify and process key facts is crucial.
I've now found what I'm looking for, the exposure time, or the recommended exposure time limit for the piece of equipment the chap on site's been using. Shall now take this information out onto site and advise him on the correct use of that piece of equipment. To use it safely, you need to be wearing the right gloves and... Is that okay? Yeah? You happy with that then? Yeah?
That's sound.
I think the highlight for me in my job is being able to get out and about on a nice day. The sun's shining, I'm not stuck in the office, I'm not tied to a desk for 7-8 hours a day. It's a combination of being in and out of the office, especially when the weather's nice. You do find an excuse to be out more than you do in. The negatives for me are pretty much the opposite. On a cold, dark morning, the last thing I want to be doing is getting out of bed to go onto site and have to resolve issues in the rain and the cold and try and put the labour to work. I think, though, the pluses for me far outweigh the cons, and all in all, it's a great job to have. One of my roles as a section manager is to liaise directly with the architect on pretty much a daily basis to resolve any problems and issues that may arise.
Are there any elements affected?
I think we're going to have a problem with the lighting. The trunking for the lighting runs across this sort of direction and steps up and over the basketball supports. So I think we're going to have to step the trunking out. If that is the problem, it looks like being the problem, that needs to be flipped around, i.e. get the dimensions on the correct side of the grid line. Yeah, okay, excellent. Hello, Alistair speaking. Oh, hi, Emily. It's purely just to get the OK from the clerk of works to get the squash court signed off. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. OK, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Emily. Another of my tasks I need to perform today is to take some survey equipment and to go out onto site with my colleague to calculate and record levels, as-built levels of curbs and curb edgings. What we're actually going to do now is use this tool here, piece of survey equipment, to record and measure the height of the curbs that have been laid on the road. You see my colleague in the distance holding what is effectively a giant ruler. I can look through this, take a reading onto the ruler, and in turn we can calculate the heights of the curbs, record this data and transpose it onto a drawing for archive. The objective of what we're doing now is to perform what we call an as-built survey. It's quite important to record the information of built items on site so that we can double check that it's as per the specified drawing and specification. Okay, Mark. Great, we've got the information we need. I'll now record that on a drawing, forward it to the architect, and it'll be stored away for archive. My college education proved very useful. As I stated earlier, working 1 day a week in university and the rest of the time on site taught me a great deal. Academically, it really helped me, but from a practical, hands-on point of view, it was first class for me. Good night, Eileen. See you in the morning.
Yeah, see you.
Good night. It's a vibrant, outgoing job. It's very hands-on. You meet different people all day, every day of the week. There's always a new challenge, and the job satisfaction is immense when you've built something. A large bridge, a building, a power station, to stand back in 5-10 years time and think I've actually built that, I was involved in the construction of it, is really means something.
After a long and demanding day, it's finally time to head home.
Good night.